Namo Narayana and welcome back. Today we are reading by Adi Shankar, Bhaja Govindam, also known as Moha Mudgara, which is one of his most popular hymns. It has been chanted by millions of Hindus since he died. I believe up to the present day, countless Hindus still chant it. There's a little interesting story about how it was written that legend has passed down that I just wanted to share before we delved into it. So supposedly this was written spontaneously. I can't talk spontaneously. When one of his students was annoying him by repeating out loud the rules of grammar by rote. And the message of this is basically surrender yourself to Govinda, because learning these rules of grammar will help you none when it comes time to your death. So I just thought that was really cute. So let's dive into this. Now, the fact that this is chanted by millions of Hindus makes me think that there's probably multiple translations out there in English. So if you're familiar with this, but you hear me saying things which don't jive with you, or they just sound really different, or whatever, like I said, there might be multiple translations, and feel free to put another one down below. I haven't done this so far on this channel, but if there is multiple translations of stuff that do really have major differences, I'm more than happy to read multiple versions. So we get the biggest picture. Anyways, let's dive right in. O deluded one, give up your craving for wealth. Make your mind free from desire and fill it with the thoughts of Brahman. Be happy with whatever you get as a result of your karma. Do not be infatuated by the feminine body. Repeatedly remind yourself that it is only made up of flesh, fat, and similar substances. Life is as impermanent as water drops on a lotus leaf. Know that the whole world is in the grip of disease, sorrow, and ego. A person's family loves him only as long as he is able to earn money. Afterwards, when the body has become weak, no one in the house even inquires about him. As long as there is breath in the body, people in the house inquire about his welfare. Once the breath is left, even those who were dependent on him are afraid of his dead body. Remember that wealth is always evil. There is not the slightest trace of happiness in it. For the rich there is fear even from their sons. There is the rule. This is the rule everywhere. The child is ever intent on play. The young man is infatuated with the opposite sex. The old man is ever immersed in his worries. None ever thinks of the supreme Brahman. Who is your wife? Who is your son? This mortal world is very strange indeed. To whom do you belong? Wherefrom have you come? Oh, brother, ponder over the truth of all these. Association with the good brings about detachment towards worldly pursuits. Detachment leads to freedom from delusion. From freedom from delusion arises constancy of the mind in meditation on the Supreme Being. Constancy of the mind leads to liberation, even while alive. What lustful enjoyments can there be when one is very old? How can there be a lake when the water is dried up? What followers can one have when one's wealth is exhausted? Once the ultimate reality is known, how can there be worldly life any more? Do not be haughty because of wealth or friends or youth. Time destroys everything in a twinkle. Give up attachments to this world, which is nothing but Maya, and attain to the state of Brahman through knowledge of reality. Night follows day, evening follows morning, winter and spring repeat themselves. Time plays and life is running out, but the force of desires never lessens. There's a lot of ideas in here that have, I believe, kind of become common in our modern society. I swear. I've seen so much here that is just like, oh my god, this is just, how would I say this? It's almost like the beliefs of Adi Shankar have seeped into our modern world of spirituality. No one would argue with a lot of this. even though it's a little sad and it's a little rough, and it starts off pretty downtrodden. Um, but yeah, I mean, who doesn't say, or who doesn't talk about, or give up craving for their wealth? It doesn't matter. We hear this stuff all the time. Now, I don't know if that means Adi Shankar is hugely influential and he just doesn't get the credit he deserves, which might be true. Or maybe his teachings have been passed through generation to generation, and those teachers who follow him have influenced other religious things, which have then influenced the culture. That's probably where it is. Or if these ideas, which have been in existence forever, or since the Vedas, which means these ideas of detachment and impermanence go back, just go back to whenever. Since we don't know when the Vedas were created and they just kind of appeared, we'll just, I can't, I don't know when we go back to, but these are not new ideas. These are not hippie 60 ideas. These are not anti-establishment ideas. I mean, there's whole YouTube channels dedicated to these ideas. And to see them here written when? How long ago did he live? I actually don't even know the dates of his life. Let me see if I can look at that while I'm sitting here. Yeah, okay. Here it is. This answers a few questions too. According to Wikipedia, Adi Shankar harmonized ideas that had already been in existence. And let's see, and just brought them together and spread the teachings more, which I think is totally true. But as for living, he was born, give or take, 700 CE. Then after the 10th century, he becomes really popular. And that actually goes into my second assumption, because there's a lot of teachers out there who follow the Vedanta path of thinking, though they disassociate themselves from Hinduism and they're much more New Agey, but they're firmly influenced by Vedanta and Adi Shankar. So his influence is huge. He doesn't get any credit for it. Nobody knows him outside of maybe the Hindu world. And yet these ideas are all, wow, I mean, I literally see people criticize YouTube channels going, oh, that's just some trendy thing, or whatever, or that's some Buddhist thing. I'm like, no, this goes way back. This predates Buddha. Sorry. The historian in me is a little in awe by just uncovering this, so. Yeah. I like timelines and family trees and how things develop. That's just fascinating to me and always has been, so. Sorry for this rant, which probably got off so much of some great stuff he's written here. But why don't you comment on that part of this? You tell me what you think of this, or Adi Shankar, or whatever, and would love to hear from you. And thanks for hanging out with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.